I am one generation removed from an illiterate woman who lived on a mountaintop in Baghdad. My grandmother, an observant Sephardic Jewish woman, wore only modest dresses, covered her hair, and was by all accounts a subservient wife and mother. Her role as a caretaker to her children and husband was clear. She was so dutiful, in fact, that when my grandfather decided to marry another woman, which was a common practice at that time period and in her country, her opinion or desires were not taken into consideration, and she instead stayed put to help accommodate the new wife. As a result, my grandmother, whom we affectionately called Toto, which means grandmother in her native tongue, became a second-class citizen in her own home, continuing to bear children to her husband and striving to live harmoniously with her new sister wife. Growing up, visiting Israel, I accepted this as a normal family configuration, and it was only when I shared this with my American friends back home and experienced their jarring reactions that I realized that there was nothing normal about it. I became ashamed of this part of my life, worrying that it would somehow define what people thought about me. So I hid that part of me away from my American friends. I couldn't speak to my grandmother very well. She spoke a dialect of Aramaic native to Iraqi Kurds and some Arabic, and I was raised speaking Hebrew and English. Instead, I communicated with her through my heart. She was a soft-spoken, quiet woman who always had her long hair in two neat braids and covered with a handkerchief or shawl. She wore long dresses in dark colors that looked like housecoats with subtle patterns of flowers. She always smelled like fresh pita bread or fried dough with a hint of some spice like coriander, turmeric, or cumin. Except on Friday nights, when I would watch her light the Shabbat candles and hug her waist, then she would smell like a fresh bar of soap.